All right, Slayer, Seasons in the Abyss. Yes, I'm Finbar Bass. We used to call this thrash music when I was a youngin'. Freaking love it. Anyway, if you want some free bass lessons, click on the little YouTube clicker box right down there. And let's roll right into this one. So I'm going to go from right after the intro. The intro is pretty easy to figure out, and in consideration of time, because there's a couple different sections of this song. Right where it starts to speed up, and the guitar plays that thing I just played in the beginning there. Right? What you're going to be doing there at first, for a couple measures, for 4 measures actually, when he's doing that, you're just going to hit the E, right? Open E. And then when he does the, right? You are actually going to hit the second, you're just going to meet him on the 2nd fret of the A string and 1st fret of the A string. So it's going to look like this. Right? So when he's going, you're going to be going, meeting him up with that. So, and you do that 2 times. Then you're going to do it 2 times without the open E. You're just going to meet him on the, just like that. Then you play that riff. Whoops. Such a cool riff, man. I love it. Play that all day. But anyway, you're going to play that, not all day, you're going to play that 3 times, right? What that is you're going to hit the open E, 2nd fret of the E, 3rd fret of the E, right? And then you're going to repeat that. Then you're going to hit the 5th fret of the E. Then you're going to hit the open 2nd and 3rd again. Right? So far, it's actually a lot slower than that. I always play it fast because I think it sounds cool. Then you hit the open E again. Then you're going to hit the 2nd fret of the A string, right? And then you're going to hit the 3rd fret of the E string, open E, 1st fret of the A, 2nd fret of the E, and then open again. So all together, I'll do it slow. A little bit faster. You get the idea, see? Right on. Okay, so you play that riff 3 times. On the 4th time, you're going to do it a little bit slightly different. You're going to do all this. Right? And up to that point, it's normal, pretty much. But then you're going to hit the 2nd fret, right? And then you're going to go hit a little bit longer on the 4th and then the 3rd. Right? Just like that. So it's going to kind of sound like this. Right? And that hitting the 4th and the 3rd is descending, a little descending part of the bass line that gets you into the next part. All right, and the next part are the verses. So what you're going to do here is, I'll just show it to you real quick. So what you're doing is you're riding on the E, you're hitting the E once and then 3 times fast, and then another time, and then 4 times. So if I slow it way down, it's going to look something like this. Right? Just like that. Now if you play this with a pick, that rhythm is going to probably seem pretty natural to you. If you play with your fingers, it might seem a little bit unnatural, but depending on whether you play with 2 fingers or 3 fingers. 3-fingered people might find it a little bit easier to follow the pick, but it doesn't matter. It's easy if you practice it just a little bit, no matter how you do it. Anyway, that's the first measure. Whoop. Right? And then on the next measure, after you do the quick hits on the E, you're going to hit just the first fret of the E string. Now, if you don't ever do this, who cares? No one's going to know the difference. But what I'm hearing is he goes, right? And it gives it a little bit more of a gallopy type feel. So first measure, second measure, right? By playing both together, right? And anyway, you go to next. You go to the old just riding on the E's again. So that's the third measure right there. The first measure is just the E's. Second measure is with the first fret of the E. Third measure, just the E's. And then on the fourth measure, what you're going to do is you're going to hit the third fret of the E string followed by the first fret of the A. Right? So all together. Sure that sounds familiar to you. Now you do that twice. The second time around for the fourth measure, you don't hit the... Instead, you're going to hit the fourth fret of the E string followed by the third fret. Right? Just like that. Now, the chorus of this song is easiest to play if you just know the song. You listen to it over and over again and you know how the rhythm is played. It's very, very simple. And I usually don't talk about counting off, but if you are counting and you want to count this out, what he's doing here is he's playing two notes on... This is the chorus, by the way. I don't know if I said that. He's playing two notes on the E string, the open E, right? Just like that. Now, what he's doing is he's playing on the first and the third. So if you count 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and it's going to be 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and just like that. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and... People tell me you can't hear me when I play the bass over it, but in this, I'm going to try and yell over the bass here so that you can hear it if you feel like counting. And next you're going to go to the third fret of the E string. Some people just play this without just one note, right? But I think he's playing two notes with each measure. So it'd be 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 2 and 2 and 3 and 4 and... Right? So you're going from the open E to the third fret of the E. Then you're going to hit the second fret of the E string for a full measure. So incidentally, these are half notes that you're playing here. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and... And then this is a whole note that you're hitting, meaning it takes up the whole measure, 4 beats, a 4/4 song. You're going to hit the second fret of the E string and count 1, 2, 3, 4. Or 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and, right? That's just in case you feel like knowing what type of note it is. Does it mean ain't much? Not really. And then what you're going to do is you're going to hit the third fret and then the second fret. Right? So, and the way you count that is 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and it hits on the 3 and the 4. Right? So, those are quarter notes. So, it's kind of an interesting study of this chorus right here between the different types of notes and when you hit them. So anyway, what it sounds like all together... Just like that. But again, listen to the song and you'll totally get it. Next time that comes around, so you play those 4 measures, and then you're going to do the open E's again. And then this time you're going to go to the first fret of the E string. And that makes it sound a little creepy when that comes in. Then you're going to do the fourth fret of the E string. So it sounds like this. And that's the whole note right there. You hold that for the 4 beats. And then, of course, go again to the... Just like that. And that is the chorus. Now, when the guitar solo comes into this song, when you listen to it, at first glance, it sounds like he's playing a lot faster than he is. Really, he's playing some eighth notes there. And he's on the first fret of the E string. So this would be what eighth notes would sound like in this song. Right? So what you're going to do is you're going to play 3 notes on the first fret of the E, then 1 note, just switch real quick to 1 note on the first fret of the A, and then back to the notes, 4 notes on the first fret of the E. Sounds like this. Right? could see that. You do 2 measures of that. Right? And then you're doing the same thing, but instead of going to the 1st fret of the A, for the next measure you go to the open A. Just like that. And then 1 measure where you go to the 4th fret of the E instead. All together. Just like that. Then the bass goes back into the chorus of the song, plays that 2 times, the chorus part 2 times, actually underneath the guitar solo. Kicking some Slayer out to y'all. Yeah! Alright, I am Finbar, Finbar Bass. Please take advantage of my free bass lessons if you want, just by clicking on that little clicker box right up there. And then, of course, you could subscribe to the old Finbar Bass Finbar channel if you want to get some more of these tutorials going. Thank you so much for listening, and have some fun with that one.